Thanks, Bill, and good evening, everyone. Bill, I'd like to thank you for all your leadership at the Catalyst Advisory Board. We compete hard all day, but it's great to be able to punch the clock and collaborate on such an important event. It reminds me of that old Bugs Bunny show, the Wile E. Coyote and the sheepdog. I don't know who's who, I won't go there. But we love to collaborate on something important. So it's a real pleasure for me to be your dinner chair this evening. And I know I speak for all of RBC when we say we're a very proud sponsor of tonight's Catalyst Honors dinner, as we come together to celebrate the achievements of a number of outstanding individuals who you just saw introduced and their efforts to move gender equality forward in our country. As Bill referenced, Catalyst does a tremendous job of advocating for gender diversity across businesses and industries, not only in Canada, but the United States, for any of you who have been to the US Gala dinner, and across the world. And it's really their pioneering research, tools, and program that highlight the facts behind the movement. And I know I speak for all of us here tonight, and all the attendees, when I say we really appreciate all the work you do to make for a brighter future for all women across this world, because that means for a more prosperous future for all of us, and I think that deserves a round of applause. So as I prepared for tonight's event, I reflected on conversations that I've had with my daughter, who is off to her first year of university, and as I wait anxiously for those Sunday evening FaceTime calls and hoping that the servers and the Wi-Fi work inside the university dorm so I can actually see her for the first time in a week or two, I really reflected, and I talked to her just last night about some of the things I was going to say tonight. And for her, the idea of being a woman, or that being a woman would somehow impede her success, has never crossed her mind. She has grown up in a world where she absolutely believes that she can do anything. And I asked her if there's ever been a male that got in her way. And she said, sure, my 15-year-old brother. Often when we're fighting to see who's first in the shower or who gets the front seat of the car on the way to school. But it truly is incredible that she only sees a world of possibilities sitting here at 18 years old in her first year of university. And working together, I know we can make that vision a reality, but we have work to do to make that vision a reality. There's still much we have to do that she can continue on and pursue a career in this country or anywhere in the world without that influence. When we talk about diversity and inclusion, we talk about the clear benefits, how it affords everyone an opportunity to fully contribute, how a diversity of perspectives and thought does drive innovation and growth, and how critical it is for the long-term prosperity of Canada. But full inclusion doesn't just happen. It takes active support and challenge. Whether it's leading by example, being a passionate advocate, building networks of sponsoring women throughout their careers, the men and women we are here to honor this evening understood that they had to be proactive and champion solutions. By breaking down barriers and challenging the status quo to promote gender equality, they were strengthening their businesses and industries. At the same time, they were also building a better Canada. We face an unprecedented pace of change and global competition. It will take the power of all our citizens, men and women, to support growth, drive innovation, and capabilities and opportunities in today's world. So while focusing on management and leadership roles in corporate Canada has and will continue to make a big difference, so too will refocusing our diversity and inclusion efforts in the increasingly important disciplines of science and technology. When I joined RBC nearly 30 years ago, time does fly, as a computer programmer, technology was a career path at that time. But today it is foundational for all careers and all career paths. Whether you work in finance, manufacturing, travel, or medicine, it's fundamentally changing all of our businesses at a rapid pace. And to succeed, we're increasingly relying on the convergence of skills that combine the STEM disciplines, science, technology, engineering, and math, with creativity and design. But right now, only 1 in 4 university and college students graduate in a STEM discipline. And of that, 70% of those STEM graduates in Canada are men. Also consider that today women hold just 1/4 of information and communication technology jobs in our country. That means, if nothing changes, it will be the views and perspectives of men that will program our future. Whether it's the software program running our car, making a clinical diagnosis in healthcare, or even searching the web and presenting information to us, the impact can be and will be profound. And it's simply unacceptable. We must do a better job of promoting these disciplines overall, and specifically to young women in our country. If Canada's last 150 years were defined by men, being part of these disciplines will help women define the next 150 years. It's something I've thought a lot about with my daughter as we looked at different programs and where she might go to university and what the pluses and minuses. She could not find a program that combined the disciplines of STEM with design, another critically important discipline to our future. As industry leaders and employers, we need to encourage our schools to develop programs that combine these disciplines because it's absolutely critical for our future. We recently ran kind of a pilot exercise that we called Amplify at RBC, where we put 32 summer students into groups of roughly 4 or 5, and we gave them some of our toughest programs. And these groups were incredibly diverse groups across gender, obviously, ethnicity, background, experience, skills, STEM, art skills. And we gave them our toughest problems, and we gave them 4 months to solve it and present back to management at the end of their summer internship at the end of August. And the results were simply outstanding. The collaboration and the innovation led to us filing 2 patents after just 3.5 months from a group of students who had never worked in financial services but levered the combination of the diversity into new solutions. So it's just one example of ways we as leaders and as industry leaders and as companies can support diversity in Canada's new ecosystem and digital ecosystem. That's something we've certainly taken to heart, whether it's supporting coding programs for young women in communities. There's much we can do. So like our honorees tonight, we understand that change doesn't just happen, but we must be deliberate and we must take action. And our future will be defined by the choices we make today. It means together we have to choose to break down barriers, to promote non-traditional career paths, to build future-focused curriculums, and importantly, to be an example for both young men and young women on how to treat and respect each other. The future is now, and it will take the power of all Canadians to succeed. So now, I'd like to introduce our next guest, Deborah Gillis, President and CEO of Catalyst. She's formerly the Executive Director of Catalyst Canada. Deborah's certainly no stranger to many of us here tonight. Her strategic vision, operational savviness, passionate advocacy have increased Catalyst's reach and made it the leading advisory organization that promotes the advancement of women through workplace inclusion. Please join me in welcoming Deborah to the stage. Thank you.